Hello everyone, it's your host, Get Good Fox, and I have news regarding Undead Labs and the State of Decay franchise, as well as the future. I'm not going to tell you what I think about certain elements of the article, but I will tell you what I think in regards to the State of Decay. So this is from the PC Gamer website. The title reads, State of Decay Studio Undead Labs faces allegations of sexism and bullying. A new report claims studio management has failed to adequately address complaints. The article says this. The open-world survival game, State of Decay 3, was announced in July 2020. Yet according to a Kotaku report, yesterday the game remains stuck in pre-production as the studio has struggled with mismanagement, burnout, and workplace toxicity following a 2018 acquisition from Microsoft. Kotaku's story is based on 12 anonymous interviews with former and current employees, so it's important to note that this constellation of feedback, though upsetting, may not tell a complete picture of the studio's state or history. Undead Labs has doubled in size since the Microsoft buyout, according to the report, but the departure of studio founder Jeff Strain, who left in 2019, left a real void of leadership. While some employees initially worried that Microsoft would change the studio's internal culture, it actually took an extremely hands-off approach, ultimately to the detriment of the company, according to one former employee. Our collapse came from within, and we could have used Microsoft's help, they said. The lack of clear direction during early pre-production on State of Decay 3 was exacerbated by problems at the studio. Developers split off into strike teams to prototype different new features, but there was little communication or oversight, and team members were routinely shuffled around, so there was no consistency in direction. One former employee said management would ignore QA concerns in favor of showing artificial progress on the game. Milestones consisted of a pile of disjointed features that were less about making a fun video game and more about checking off a list, a former developer told the site. Worse, 9 of the former employees interviewed for the report also complained about misogyny, bullying, and discrimination at the studio. When I interviewed at the lab, I was sold of the idea of a studio in transition that was making diversity, equity, and inclusion a top priority, one said. What it was in actuality was a studio leadership painting a DEI face for Microsoft, while women were constantly ignored, dismissed, interrupted, talked over, and blamed. Another said women's opinions, even on basic matters, were often outright rejected, and that no one would listen to them. Even women in director-level positions were outright ignored, talked over, and blamed for problems. We had to have meeting etiquette rolled out because men kept talking over women so badly in all the meetings and belittling them, another source said, but the guidelines didn't help. Multiple employees interviewed for the report put the blame for the problems largely on Philip Holt, Strain's replacement as studio head. They accused him of fast-tracking friends from other studios to lead new Undead Labs offices in Florida and Illinois, and also claimed that he pushed out 2 women in high-level positions by failing to adequately support and hiring men for the higher placed positions to absorb their roles. It was really a pattern where women were uprooted and men were protected and helped, one current employee said. Microsoft denied the allegations of nepotism, however, saying in a statement that there is a rigorous and standardized hiring process in place at Undead Labs for all potential hirees with visibility and review from multiple studio members. It also noted that changes at Undead Labs in recent years included an entirely new leadership team and that 40% of new hires in 2021 were female or non-binary and 29% from a visible minority group. The studio has also launched a new training for managers, including sexual harassment workshop. Some employees see the changes as movement in the right direction, while others say Holt's continued presence is a roadblock. Despite these issues, many of the current and former employees interviewed for the report said that they felt very positive about some aspects of the studio. Some said that while there's room for improvement, it's a good place to work overall. The Microsoft acquisition caused upheaval, but it sounds like there's hope for a turnaround. One current developer said that changes at the studio could also mean that State of Decay 3 could finally start making real progress forward. It could be such a cool game, and we've got lots of great people working on it, and I just hope that we don't repeat the terrible habit of the last few years. Interestingly, Strain, the founder of Undead Labs, has been vocal about the game industry's need to increase workplace safety and inclusion since his departure in August 2021. He called for unionization across the industry, and in October, he co-founded a new studio, Possibility Space, with a specific commitment to treating employees fairly and equitably. Now, to give my thoughts, as I said, I'm not going to comment on allegations of sexism and bullying because they are that, allegations. In other words, we don't know for sure. Right now it's basically he said, she said, but what I will say is that there has been this belief that State of Decay 3 is nowhere near completion. Some people have said 2 years away, and while once again that's still not a confirmed thing, this definitely adds, and it seems to add a decent amount of evidence that State of Decay 3 will not be coming out for a while. I've never been able to tell anyone when State of Decay 3 is coming out. I still can't do that. I can't tell you when it's coming out. But what I can say is that it seems like it's not going to be out for many years. From the perspective of a content creator where State of Decay makes up the majority of my viewership, that is concerning. But on the other hand, it means that I will be committing to making more State of Decay 2 content because it appears like there's no indicator of when State of Decay 3 is going to be here. I will allow you to decide for yourself what you think about the allegations of sexism and bullying to Undead Labs and where this is going to be going with State of Decay 3. But that is the news. Anyways, like the video feels informative, subscribe for future State of Decay content, and of course remember that you don't have to be good to get good.